Hey y'all, it's your girl Nia the Most High, your motivational speaker slash spiritual guide who uses psychology and intuition to motivate you. Okay? So, today's lesson is a continuation of things are always working out for me. But the difference of today is we are doing the Life Path 1 edition, okay? And if you are drawn to the Magician card, this could also be for you. Also, if you are a Gemini or a Virgo, this could also be for you too, okay? But let's get into it. Where in your life have you already turned uncertainty into momentum, okay? So, first of all, you are always flowing. That's all you do is go with the flow, okay? You try not to worry much. Your independence puts you in a state where you're like, I'm going to figure it out because that's who you are. You just take the initiative, right? And you can't help but to fly. You can't help but to succeed. And you are born to create. You are born to initiate, okay? You're born to affirm yourself and motivate yourself. And not only do you motivate yourself, but you motivate others. By being a Life Path 1, you have a different type of vibe about yourself, right? Like people, yeah, everybody has their depressed days. You even have your depressed days, but you also know how to motivate yourself. You are really in tune with your higher self, okay? You are very secure within your higher self. You are not someone who is codependent on others, okay? You're very self-assured. You reassure yourself. And you are the type of man or woman where you be a man and woman in silence. You know how to build in silence. You don't need nobody to watch your growth, okay? You don't need nobody to validate your growth because you're going to do it yourself. Now let's move on to the next question. How do I typically respond when life asks me to lead instead of wait? You treat your energy like a sanctuary. You the type of person to cut somebody off at the drop of a dime, okay? And they may think that it's cold, but no, it ain't cold. Not for you, because you are very protective over your energy, okay? You don't like people draining your energy. And another thing, you like standing alone. So if I let you stand next to me and you mess that up, oh, you got to go. You got to go, because I don't even like standing around people. But here I am letting you stand next to me. I channeled Japanese Japanese cherry Japanese blossom for you, okay? A Japanese blossom, basically. So I had to pull up the meaning because I was channeling that, right? So it symbolizes the beautiful but fleeting nature of life, representing impermanence, renewal, and new beginnings, tied to the brief but glorious bloom, the start of spring, school year, and even samurai honor, urging appreciation for the present moment. So all you do is bloom, baby. Okay, and we know that blooming, okay, like a rose or, yeah, a Japanese blossom, the flower can die, right? In the winter, okay, the crop goes dry, but it always comes back to life in the spring, right? And that's what you are, okay? Yeah, you may die many times because we kill many versions of ourselves, okay, and go through rebirths, but you always gonna come up on top, okay? You are a warrior, right? You're a warrior. When it's time for you to lead, you get up and you get that shit done, okay? And you are someone that knows that you deserve the world, and you're not scared. You don't play about your energy. You're a fighter too, and a lot of people don't know this about you. A lot of people don't know that you know how to fight. That's the funny part. A lot of people don't know that you got hands. A lot of people don't know that you're, not only are you a fighter in a spiritual sense, you're going to keep up and keep going, but the reason why you stay to yourself is because you'll smack a motherfucker real quick. Okay, and that's the real side. That's the real version of you. Yes, you are sweet. Yes, you are kind. But you are also a fighter. And if people want to push you up to the plate, you're gonna eat it. You're gonna say, all right, come on, let me eat. Let me fight you. Okay, is that what you need? So that's another reason why you stay to yourself as well, because you have a warrior spirit and you always fighting. And I'm not talking about physically no more. I'm talking about you're always fighting. You're fighting your demons, okay? You're fighting battles. Sometimes you step into other people's battles, okay? Because that's how much of a leader you are. So let's move on to the next question. What personal strengths do I underestimate when challenges appear? You forget sometimes that stuff is always going to work out in divine timing, and divine timing is yours. You forget that. Okay, you forget that every season is your season, even when it doesn't feel like it. You forget that, healing is not your purpose. Sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes you get stuck into discipline and routine. And it's okay to be disciplined. It's okay to have a routine. But sometimes you be such a perfectionist with it that if you mess up, all hell is going to break loose. And you cannot forgive yourself, right? But what you need to know is that, healing is not a part of your purpose. You can allow yourself to mess up. Just don't slack too much, okay? Sometimes, even with myself, I have to tell myself, because I've been going crazy with content. And I told myself, like, oh my God, I'm so tired and I just want to stay rooted in this. And Spirit was like, you are staying rooted. Do one thing and relax, okay? You didn't post it. You didn't so much since you woke up this morning. You also have to give yourself time to relax, okay? You also got to give yourself time to relax. You got to give yourself time to have fun. Let your hair down. Be cool. Be breezy, right? And you don't know what it feels like to be you. Like, you know it, but you don't know it from other people's lens. Like, people, when they look at you, they see the talent, they see if you're handsome or you're beautiful, they just see this energy that's just so powerful, right? And you don't even always see it all the time. You don't even always see the leader in yourself. So, and sometimes when you wake up in the morning, you do not rise positively all the time. That's the crazy part. Like, you be beating yourself up so bad. It's not even that you be depressed. You just be walking around mean sometimes. Just like, because you just have this warrior spirit about yourself. And when you have personal challenges, you don't really like speaking on it and saying, okay, yeah, this is my problem, y'all. This is why I'm upset. This is why I'm walking around like this. So you carry it, and then you wake up in the morning upset sometimes. Okay, so Spirit is telling you that, hey, don't do that. Don't be too hard on yourself. Let yourself breathe, okay? And fix your attitude sometimes. Let's move on to the next question. When things fall apart, how do I usually step into problem solving or creation? Okay, you know how to be easy on yourself. So everything I just said, you know how to do that, but sometimes you're not always like that. But you know how to tap into it. You be easy on yourself. You like, I know it's going to be okay because I know who I am as a person, okay? And I know that I am good at manifesting. So this money is going to flow to me. And then you make everything into a journey. Everything, you make it into a journey. Okay, you are a spiritual savage for real too. Like, you have been through some stuff spiritually, and people don't even know how in tune you are spiritually. Okay, they just really assume that you're matrix based because you're very driven. You always have something going. You're not the type to slack, so they be like, oh yeah, they're a part of the matrix. No, you just know how to balance the two. People don't know that you are deeply spiritual. You may meditate, you may pray, you may journal, you do a lot of self-talk. You breathe, okay? You know how to be there for yourself. So let's move on to the next one, okay? What patterns show me that I tend to land on my feet even after disruption? Okay, first of all, yeah, you fly, you land on your feet, but you also know how to allow yourself to fly and be free. And then, and that's what gets you so far, is because you understand the magic behind bravery, okay? You've already been jumped off the porch. You done did stuff that people wouldn't even be able to do for real, okay? Like, you can take on a challenge and you're not scared about it. You'll take on that challenge. Anything it is, you'll take it on and won't have a lick of fear about it, okay? You know how to find joy within yourself. You know how to affirm yourself, and you know how to be proud of yourself. And you can take a step back and look at stuff at a more positive perception, okay, and a more positive view. And that's why things always work out for you, okay? You see how I made that rhyme? We're flowing with it, guys. Let's move on to the next one. How does my belief about myself influence the outcomes I experience? Okay, you are someone who is always going through awakening. You're always going through some type of spiritual awakening. You're the type that feels chosen. Like you're the type that you feel like it's just you and the universe and the world sometimes, okay? You're the person that continues to blossom. Like we said, you have some deaths of your past versions, but you also have a lot of rebirths. Okay, you believe that you are the only one. Sometimes you do have a competitive spirit, right? But then again, you know that you don't have no real competition because you know that you are number one, and you know that people can't do what you do better than you, right? And if they can, then you just prove to yourself that you can do it better, right? You and check this out. Even with the competitive spirit, even with being a leader, even with standing alone, you also know how to find your tribe, and you know how to build your own tribe, or you know how to fit inside one and be around the right people. And you don't really let a lot of people get close to you. So when you do, you know that these are the right people for you. Okay? And it's very important that you don't put yourself in tribes where you feel like you have to compete with others, okay? But you are a leader. So you take that belief and you continue to lead. You continue to awaken. You continue to believe who you are, okay? So let's move on to the next. Where am I being called to trust my ability to initiate change? So I wrote down, repeat after me. I see that you can be a motivational speaker, just what I'm doing now. You can motivate people, and you do motivate people, right? You are very kind when it comes to motivating people too. Like if somebody is going through something embarrassing or something they're ashamed about, you tell them, hey, don't be ashamed. It's okay. We all go through it. You know how to train people and tell them that it's okay. You don't got to be ashamed. Let me teach you. You know how to teach people in a way, okay? You know how to initiate change within others. You living in your purpose, help others live in their purpose, because that's just how high your frequency can be. Okay, you are like the vibe in the room. Okay, your energy is top tier, right? And you do this all by being true to yourself. Let's move on to the next one, y'all. We moving fast through this reading, okay? What fears surface when I am asked to rely on my own power? When you are asked to rely on your own power, you feel lifted. It's like you welcome yourself. Nobody has to open the door for you. It's 4:33 as I say this, and we just went past 12:22 on a timestamp. Don't nobody have to validate you. Don't nobody have to welcome you. You will welcome yourself and walk straight in with your head held high. You know that you ain't got to stress about the money because you are the money. Okay, money, excuse me, y'all, I had to burp a little. Money flows to you easily, right? You're your own antidote. Like, it's very rare that you go to others and tell them, hey, I'm hurting and this is how I feel, because you always know how to carry yourself. Okay, you carry yourself. You always know how to stay in motion. So it's very less likely that you go to others and really reach out for emotional support. And it's not because you hold everything in. It's just because you know that it's going to pass. This too shall pass. Okay, your connection with the universe really puts you where you need to be. All right, so let's move on. How do my thoughts, words, or actions shape my current reality? Okay, first of all, you're going to use what you got to get what you want. And this is what I talked about in the initial study. All things always work out for me. You use what you want to get what you got. I know I got a brain, so I'm going to use this brain to manifest something. I got some eyes. I got an eye for this. So I'm going to use these eyes to manifest something. I got a mouth. My mouthpiece can get me to manifest something. Okay, my feet, all I got to do is get up. Like you appreciate, you understand that I'm a human. And I have these human abilities, and I'm not here to just sit here. I'm here to actually be in movement, and you take advantage of that, and that's why you manifest the way you do, okay? And like I said, you are very, very close to spirit and your spiritual guides in the universe, okay? And the way that you love life is the way that life loves you, right? You are a legend in the making. You know how to unlock your abundance and money vault that's in the spiritual realm. And you do this, sometimes you do this by getting up and looking good. You get up and you wash your face, or you put on some nice clothes, or you do something that makes your confidence boost through the roof, right? You know how to boost your own confidence. And that's what you've been doing lately, okay? You've been doing the work. Okay, you've been talking to God. You've been believing that you are a legend, believing in legacy. You've been loving yourself for who you are. Okay, you've been finding how to unlock your gifts and unlock abundance for you. So let's move on. What past experience proved that I can handle more than I think? So you are all about hierarchy, okay? But also, I want to say that you have some past lives, okay? Everybody got past lives, but your past lives is a little bit different. Your past lives, you've already created miracles in a different body before. So that's why in this life, it's very easy for you. And then you think of stuff, and we haven't even got to Life Path 5 yet, but you are compatible with Life Path 5. I'm also a Life Path 5. You think of stuff in hierarchy, right? You actually level stuff out, okay? And you've done this before. Like, okay, let's think of it as a project. You think about everything that you need step by step, and you follow them steps, and you get what you want because you actually follow a routine. And this is a routine on your soul. You've been doing this. Your soul has been bending time, been bending reality. Okay, you've been manifesting miracles on top of miracles, and you know that the joy is in your work. So whatever you have a passion for, you're very joyful about it, right? And you find happiness in it. So it's very easy to find happiness in your creations rather than you find happiness in another person. You are a very high vibrational spirit and know how to put yourself first. So this is our last question. If everything is working out for me, how do I lead myself next? Okay? You continue to focus on your happiness. You continue to do better. You continue to be the go-getter that you are, and you continue to love yourself, be grateful for yourself, and be grateful for life. So that's what I got for you guys. I didn't think that it was going to be this short. That's crazy, okay? So these ones for the life paths may be a little shorter, but that's good. That's good. That means that we're getting straight to it, okay? We're remembering who we are identity-wise, and this is helping us remember that all things do work out for us, okay? So thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, or donate, and I do appreciate you guys.